let's talk about some of the differences between how you design for online and how you design for brick and mortar.
What I can tell you is that we always keep the customers in mind, meaning the way we do things is you actually have this working backwards concept. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of it, but every time we have the project or initiative or a product release, we have to make sure that we write it in a customer format. Like, what do we actually want to tell the user? So the first thing that we do is not think about the page, not think about the design, the features, but think about how will this look like on a newspaper, and then we start from there. So we have to think about how we can deliver that whole physical store experience to online, and we basically divide the what you see on desktop and mobile into different phases. Like, if from a customer point of view, I think what you really want is just convenience, availability, and selection. So these are the things that we are proud of offering to the customers. But once you get to the point that you found your item and you're making a decision on how you're buying it, you sort of segment the page into different blocks. So I hope everyone knows how an Amazon detail page looks like. Everyone? Anyone? Anyone? Who shops at Amazon? Okay, if you don't shop at Amazon, I think we need to talk. Basically, this page on its own is actually a journey. So it's like opening a door, picking up an item, and then holding it in your hand. So the first column, the Xbox Halo, is basically when you pick up an item on the store and try to observe what it is, right? So this is like a pre-purchasing decision where you're looking at the item and trying to identify, is this the right game for me? Is this something that I really want to buy? The second column is actually where you're trying to deep dive into the actual product. So you see all the different prices and shipping option and so forth. So this is basically tailoring to your own needs based on the general high-level identification. So once you're identified, once you learn more about the product, then you move on to, okay, I do want to buy this. And then you have the buy box where you can customize your shipping option and so forth. So this whole journey actually affects how you should message the customer. So for example, if you're supposed to be sending out like gift cards or promotion, you don't just put it anywhere. You think about, okay, is this something that should be placed where the customer is still making up his mind, or is this something that should be placed in the buy box where the decision has already been made? So it's a good experience, and it's a fun and interesting play for us to design such a very specific product for a page that is constrained, because when you walk into a store, you kind of have different sections in a real space, right? On where you're supposed to do this. So basically, you pick it up, you go to the counter and check it out. But on this page, everything happens in one click. So how do you actually define that? So when I was in the startup environment, it was really about mobile, working with all these different partners to work to deliver pre-installed browsers and OEMs. Leverage existing search. So one of the cool projects that we did is when you pull out your phone and, for example, you look for food and you want Thai food or croissant for breakfast. Normally what you get is like a set of app results, right? So you get Yelp, E24, and so forth. But what we're really trying to do is find for restaurant who will serve those food and not the app itself. So pretty interesting. The web started as a list of directories when you have Yahoo and listing out all the different sites. Mobile is still in that phase. We can't really go deep into it. There's huge progress made over the past several years, led by Google and the big companies trying to surface content, but it's still in its infancy, I would say. So these are part of the things that we've done in the past. To sum it up, my work in the past has always been user-centric design, product design in the space of retail and e-commerce.
One of the things that struck me as interesting about two of these examples, in particular this example here on Amazon and then the Adidas example, the way you described it is it's almost the same as recreating the normal shopping experience. And you talked about how the Adidas example was taking the normal shopping experience of walking up to a rack and picking up a shoe and looking at it, and then having that additive factor from the technology. This is very similar. The first column is like somebody walking up and picking up a video game and looking at the front and the back and then looking at the options. Can you expound a little bit about how maybe you look at taking advantage of natural proclivities in shoppers or tendencies in shoppers, or recreating that normal old-fashioned shopping experience through technology?
Just want to check, who amongst you have heard of like Prime Now? Okay, good. A good portion of you. So I mentioned that because when we think about Prime Now is basically 1 hour, 2 hour delivery gets to your door based on your Amazon shopping selection. But the reason why I mentioned that is because we think about the experience end to end. There's a lot of discussion about pure play versus mix, and that's a whole day discussion. But when we think about designing through the whole store experience, you basically think through, okay, how do we take advantage of our technology and what the customer really wants? So personal experience, I actually had a situation where I had to buy a router and catch a flight because one of my roommates in the past had to move in and he couldn't set it up. So I had to do that. I had to use Prime Now, and then I took a shower, and then when I stepped out the shower, the package is there. So it's just, wow, this is super cool. Like I know exactly what's going to happen, but the fact that the Amazon was able to bring me that product in that amount of time with me, knowing the expectation but still delighted me, was just really amazing. I was like, wow, I just took a shower and the package is here. So I think when we talk about how do we take advantage of technology, we also think about how do we put that in the context of the customer at a specific situation. Everyone knows about Alexa and Echo, so that's another use case, right? Where we take advantage of the use case where customers are like, in the kitchen cooking, and like what are the different things that customers might encounter. So running out of things in the kitchen is one while cooking, and just being able to do the whole experience via voice is basically leveraging different technology. And these are just some examples of how we do it.
Okay, excellent.